Hey, did you miss me? Huh? Okay, we back. We are so back. I've been around the world a few laps since the last time we spoke. My bad for that, but okay, we back. We are so back. I took a little time for me. Okay, now it's time to eat. Look, where you been, Andy? It's been a while. I'm buying cribs, chilling out, picking towel, don't you dare talk to me loud, it's not allowed. I'm the only person that I'm trying to make proud. When you got bigger than life visions, you can't get distracted by all the side missions. They say it's all family until it's just business, but I don't walk on water, so I don't burn bridges, dog. They say I'm too big for my britches. Nah, I'm double platinum, my wrist just isn't. Never been the type that'll spend on blinging, but I got some nice chairs at the crib you can sit in. I'm feeling like Vincent McMahon with two torn quads. I can't stand y'all still doing my job. All feelings aside, the realest is gonna survive. How they spending time talking about me online when you know darn well that your car got declined. I look as dumb as y'all if I ever did respond now. They outside of my shows with picket signs. If everybody love you, then you ain't did it right. Okay, we back. We are so back. I've been around the world a few laps since the last time we spoke. My bad for that, but okay, we back. We are so back. I took a little time for me. Okay, now it's time to eat. Big job like a macho from the top rope. When I'm gonna stop, only God knows. I could see the world better with my eyes closed. Fresh off the plane from Japan, arigato. I already did a lot, but I'm trying to hit the lot. Cause I wanna go and cop twin Broncos. So me and my bros could ball like the Achos. And we chillin' in the scene that I chose. I mean the Eames Lounge at the Giatano. PC, we outside ATL Peachtree, where everybody keep a tool like a GC. And why they swearing that they hard, they got ED. Not you talking about me from the cheap seats. Looked up, I could not even see y'all like Stevie. And I don't mean to be preachy, but worthy is the lamb. Past it to Zeke. Okay, we back. We are so back. I've been around the world a few laps since the last time we spoke. My bad for that, but okay, we back. We are so back. I took a little time for me. Okay, now it's time to eat. Look.
For your mercy, thank you. For every blessing, thank you. Down through the years, thank you. Lord, Lord, you brought me. Hey, 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 yes, sir. You brought me from a mighty long way. A mighty long way.
It is time. We are back. What is up, everyone? Hey, good to have all of you hanging out. Do want to let you guys know, I'm trying to get over a cold. So it's hard for me to talk without coughing, but I thought, hey, it is the new year, brand new day of the first year. I should jump on and at least stream for a little bit. I'm kind of curious on how many days in a row I could stream in 2025, like starting today. Even if the streams aren't long, just like jumping on and chatting. But being sick is going to make that difficult. So I don't know how long I'll be on tonight. It depends how long I'm able to talk. But hope you all had an incredible New Year's. Let me know what you guys did over New Year's Eve. I spent it with my kids like I spend most days. They both stayed up till midnight, which I was surprised by. They told me, well, my daughter... in the past, I've only let her stay up till what I call New York City midnight. So I'm in Central Standard Time, which means we are 1 hour behind New York. So 11 o'clock my time is when the ball drops in NYC. So usually she stays up till then. But I told her, hey, you can try to stay up till midnight our time. They usually go to bed at like 8 o'clock. And they did it. My daughter is 8, my son's 5. And they managed to stay up till midnight. They started out the night with a bunch of energy. By midnight, my son, it was like 11:50, right? So 10 minutes until the new year. And he was like, I just want to go to bed. And I said, bruh, you ain't quitting now. You're staying up 10 more minutes. You're going to make it to 2025. I told my kids, if you don't stay up until 2025, then you're stuck in 2024. So if you guys didn't stay up till midnight, well, you're still in 2024. You don't get to celebrate birthdays or anything until you stay up till midnight. But I had a good New Year's Eve. I'm back to work tomorrow. Cool thing about where I work is we've had a bunch of time off, so I haven't been like to work since. Let me check. Let me look at my calendar. The last time I was at work was, let's see, December. The last day I worked, I think, was Friday, December 20th. So I've had all of like last week off, most of this week. I'm finally back to work tomorrow and Friday, and then it's the weekend again. So I don't know what your guys' schedule was like. It's cool that I'm able to get that time off where I work. But let me look at chat. Gosh, I'm going to try not to sniffle in the microphone because that drives me crazy when people do that. So I apologize ahead of time. We got Joe Jamar over in chat. We got Bottleneck. We got Lucky. We got OP Kevin. We got Tiger Raj. We got the one and only Nefos. We got my friend Chris. We got Francisco. We got Helaman from Greece. Amazing. We got Morty Mario. Scroll through. Tiger Rush said, I should have started after an hour. Why? Is there a reason? We got 0xD1C. Happy New Year, my friend. We got Big Beef. What is up, dude? Lilio Ling. Lost E. Log Hunters. Lucky. Zero Cool. What is up, y'all? Yeah, so like I said, guys, I'm going to try to jump on here a little bit each night. Probably won't be long. Like tomorrow night, I'm doing a video with my friend Tiberius. I don't know if you guys missed the live stream me and Tiberius did on my channel, but we're going to be recording a video for his channel tomorrow night, I think at 10:30 my time. So if I end up jumping on stream tomorrow, it'll probably be before then and not for long. But I think that's tomorrow. I'm double checking now. Since I haven't been working, guys, I'm always like, what day is it again? Oh, that's at 9. Oh, shoot. So that's 9 to 10:30. So if I stream tomorrow, it will be after 10:30 if I jump on just for a little bit. I'm glad I checked. Otherwise, I would have been late for that. We got some from Argentina. Morty Mario. Amazing. What up, CJ? Good to have you here. All right, guys, there's a few videos I want to knock out. Now, for those of you new to my live stream, we do a few different things here. This is when I make my standalone videos on my YouTube channel. So really quick self-promotion. If you do not sub to me on YouTube, that is my main platform. If you go, if you just go to hacksmarter.org, you can get all the links there. Let me just drop a link to this over in our terminal. There we go, hacksmarter.org. And you can see our links here. So if you want to see my streaming stuff, if you cat out streaming, so we'll cat streaming.text. Whoops, if I can type. There we go. You can see YouTube is my main platform. So if you have not subbed to me on YouTube, you should go do that. I do stream on Twitch and LinkedIn, but that's literally just for the streaming. All my standalone videos, all my content is on YouTube. I have almost 500 videos now over on YouTube doing pen testing, ethical hacking, all of that good stuff. The other thing that you should do is you should join us over on Discord. So if you are not part of the Hack Smarter Discord, you are missing out. Hack Smarter, in my opinion, one of the coolest communities around. I think what sets us apart from other communities are a few different things. Number one, we don't believe in paywalls. So none of my content, none of my teaching is behind a paywall. I firmly believe that ethical hacking and cybersecurity should not be a skill for the privileged few people who are able to afford it, but rather the education should be available for anyone and everyone. So none of my content, none of my training is behind a paywall, and that's the same with our Hack Smarter community. We do weekly goal meetings every Monday. We do workshops. I'm leading a workshop January 11th on developing a hacker methodology. Once again, all free, no strings attached. We do career coaching at a donate what you can, but you don't even give the money to us. You donate to a nonprofit of your choice, and we have professionals in the field who will meet with you one-on-one for your career. Literally, no strings attached. You don't give any money to us. We're not trying to get money out of you. What I believe is people who are good enough at their jobs don't need to try to make money by charging people trying to break into the field. That's freaking stupid. And if you need to make money by charging people breaking the field, it's because you're not good enough at your job, and you probably shouldn't be meeting with them in the first place. So I'm very much against that influencer selling coaching crap stuff. So join the community. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll find us different than some of the other communities. The other thing I love about Hack Smarter that we kind of built into it from the beginning is it's very beginner friendly. So a lot of like cybersecurity and hacker communities are very elitist, if that's the right word, that if you ask the wrong question, you get some pretty jerk type responses. You won't encounter that in Hack Smarter. If you do, tell me and I'll ban the person. We want it to be very beginner friendly. Anyone and everyone is welcome to be part of the community. All right. Let me look over. I'll answer some questions real quick before we dive into stuff. Bottleneck said, I like the website format. Thank you. Yeah, I used to have it over on WordPress, but then I decided just to make my own custom template. So this is just very basic HTML and JavaScript, and I'm hosting it in an AWS S3 bucket and doing all the routing with, is it CloudFront? Is that the AWS stuff? I'm trying to think of what it's called, but yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Did I work out the sponsorship idea? CJ, are you talking about the DEF CON meetup? I got to talk to Jerry. We'll get something figured out. I'll sponsor it myself. What is up, y'all? Oh, I'm taking the CBBH on Monday. Looking forward to get like you. Hey, congrats. Let me know how it goes. Very curious what you think of it. And I don't know if this is what CJ is referring to, but very early announcement to you all. There's going to be 2 conferences I'm going to be at in 2025. Would love to see you at either one of them. I will be at DEF CON, and I'm planning on doing a meetup alongside my good friend Jerry over at Simply Cyber. We're going to try to do like a Simply Cyber and Hack Smarter meetup. Oh, the last I was able to join, you're thinking about having sponsors. No, I don't think I'm going to have sponsors. I know I've gone back and forth on that, but I don't know. Like, I don't need the money. And I get a lot of requests for sponsorships, but like, I just want to make videos I want to make. And I don't want to be forced to say things because of money. So as of now, no sponsored videos on my channel. Nothing's going to be sponsored. If I talk about a platform, it's because I thoroughly enjoy it, not because they're paying me money. All right, so X9 said, fast advice, bro. After 3 months in THM and learning some other courses for cybersecurity, do you think Coursera is a good investment, especially for the Splunk and more other stuff? You know better. I've never done much stuff on Coursera, so I just can't speak on it. It depends. I mean, you mentioned Splunk, so I'm thinking you're interested in the blue team stuff. I don't know if anything in Coursera is going to be as good as TryHackMe. If you do the SOC 1 path, the SOC 2 path, and the security engineer path on TryHackMe, you're going to be at a pretty solid spot skill-wise. I don't think you need to do Coursera, but let me know, those of you watching in chat, if you disagree. Joe Jamar said, I'm prepping for the OSCP. I'm kind of nervous and excited. You got this, dude. My best advice... Here, I'll stop sharing my screen. My best advice for the OSCP... Wait, was my chat not pulled up there? Oh, here, let me fix this. There, now the chat will be on the screen when I'm sharing my screen. Gosh. Man, sorry, guys. This is... I've been boxing and everything with this chest cold. Like, I can box, but when I talk, I get all congested. My best advice for the OSCP is have fun with it. So when I went into the OSCP, and I have a video where I talk more about this, my plan wasn't even to pass the exam, because I recognized as I was studying for the OSCP, based on reading Reddit posts and going through Discord, that the biggest challenge of the OSCP isn't technical. The machines are relatively easy. I mean, you're meant to be able to do this in 24 hours, so it's not a big technical challenge. It's really a challenge of mindset. You have 24 hours, the clock is ticking, and that in and of itself is stressful. So when I went into the OSCP, my goal was not to pass it. My goal was to win the mind battle by having fun. I thought, hey, if I fail even at 0 points, but I have fun in the process, I'm going to count that as a personal win. So I think that's why I passed, honestly, because I went into it not with the expectation of passing, but with the expectation I'm just going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy the next however long of hacking, and I passed it in 8 hours. It was amazing. I didn't like the training when I did the Pen 200, but I thoroughly did enjoy the exam itself. I think you'll have fun. especially with the new assume breach. I think that's the new format now for the AD part, the assume breach. That's really cool. I'm glad they went that, because when I do internals, that's how it is. I would say 90% of the time when I do an internal pen test, the client provides me with low-level AD cred, so it's an assume breach perspective, which matches well with the new AD sets in the OSCP. So I think you'll enjoy it. Ficola said, what do you think CompTIA's new Security X? I kind of view it as a CISP replacement without the stupid yearly fee. You know what? I haven't looked into that. That might be a fun video to make. Let me pull that up. Here, I'm going to give you guys my full blind reaction to the Security X, or whatever it's called. I'm going to start recording. We're going to make a short standalone video, and I'll give you my thoughts on the Security X. It's a good question to make a short video about. I think people will be interested in it. Bottleneck said, is the AD part of the OSCP easy? I thought it was. Now, I was stuck on it. I can't obviously give too many details. I was stuck for like the first 3 hours. And when I realized what I was missing, I cleared the entire AD portion in 40 minutes. So I went from no access to domain admin in 40 minutes, and then knocked out the standalone boxes pretty quick. All right, let's see. I'll give you my raw feedback on the Security X. Let me start recording. We'll make a standalone video for YouTube. All right, here we go. One of the certs that come out recently is the CompTIA Security X. Now, I am on stream right now, and the cool thing about my videos is I make these videos based on questions people ask on stream. So someone said, hey, Tyler, what are your thoughts on the Security X by CompTIA? And I don't have any initial thoughts yet. So what we are going to do, I just pulled it up for the very first time. I've only read a little bit about it, haven't dug deep into it. So I'm going to give you my initial, raw, unfiltered thoughts on the Security X by CompTIA. Hopefully this goes without saying, but this is not a sponsored video. I don't do sponsored videos. This may benefit CompTIA, it may not. I have no idea. Let's dive in. Let me share my screen and let's look at this together. And for those of you watching the live stream, let me know your thoughts, what you think about CompTIA Security X. So it's formerly the CASP Plus, which I think is their more advanced, like CISP equivalent. I think. I don't know for sure. Now, I did some CompTIA exams when I first got into the field. So this would have been 2020, I think 2020 or 2021 when I first got into the field. And I got the A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, and Project Plus by CompTIA because they were required as part of my degree at WGU. So I knocked all of those out. So let's see what exactly this covers. So it says, it is an expert level cybersecurity certification for security architects and senior security engineers charged with leading and improving an enterprise's cybersecurity readiness. So it seems to be CompTIA's answer to the CISSP by ISC squared. I'm curious, is it a technical exam or is it more theoretical exam? Let me know in chat if you guys know, but I'm curious what it all does. So it's just a rebrand, it looks like. Do they change anything else? Blah, blah. Will not affect the certification status. Now, the thing that is true about CompTIA exams, and I'm guessing it's true about this, is they all require renewals and CEs and all of that stuff. I made a whole video on my thoughts on cert renewals, and in summary, I don't like them. I do enough things to renew my certs, but I'm not going to waste my time submitting stupid CEs to some cert body so my certs can be renewed. One of the things I really liked about the OSCP is it was a lifetime, and I guess it still technically is. They have the OSCP Plus, and if you don't renew it in 3 years, it just downgrades to a regular OSCP, which is what I have. All my other certs, like I have certs from ISC squared, I have the CCSP, the Certified Cloud Security Professional, I think the SSCP. I don't even remember all the different certs I have, but all of them have expired because I'm not going to waste my time or my money renewing a cert. Like, I can prove I can do the job by doing the freaking job. And in my opinion, that is what counts. So once you get a cert, I think the knowledge is helpful, but honestly, rather than spending the time and money to renew your cert, spend the time and money at building a portfolio, whether it's a YouTube channel or a blog or a GitHub, because really the best way to show a prospective employer I can do the job is by doing the job and having something you can showcase, not just renewing a silly certification. The one exception would be if your organization requires it, but if they require it, they should be paying for renewing the certs as well. If they require it, they can pay for it, not you. But I'm curious what this all actually covers. So it says it validates job tasks performed by a security professional with 10 years of IT experience and 5 years of security experience. So we have a mix of general IT and security specific stuff performed by a senior security engineer, security architect. So that makes me think it's more technical in nature. Is it multiple choice? I'm curious. Be a natural progression from job roles aligned to security plus. Now, here's my question. Like my initial feedback. Why does someone with 10 years of IT experience and 5 years of security experience even need the certification? Like when I first got into the field, I chased certs because I needed certs to get my foot in the door. But if you have this much experience in the field, surely you don't need a certification to prove that you know how to do your job. You show you can do your job based on your experience. So that's where it's like, I don't really get the point of advanced certs. Maybe unpopular opinion, but like, for example, I shared before, I have a bunch of certs. I do a lot of training for different certs. So like I've done all of the pen tester path on Hack the Box. I've done all of the bug bounty path on Hack the Box. I've done some of the TCM training, but I haven't taken the certs because like, I don't need them. Like, for example, the cert for the CC or I'm getting all them mixed up. The pen testing cert from Hack the Box or like TCM cert is, hey, take this cert to prove that you can do a penetration test. Bro, that's all I do. Like, my job is a pen tester. I do pen tests every single day. I do debriefs with clients. I do reports. I do CVEs. Why do I need a cert to prove that I can do that? I have 9 CVEs and client experience. I don't need a cert to prove it, but I like the training. So for some of these other advanced training, I do the training. I don't take the cert because I don't see the point of needing the cert personally. Now, if you're new to the field, you do, like, newer people, certs make sense. Someone with 10 years of IT experience and 5 years of security, you don't need this cert. Maybe unpopular opinion. What is the exam? Like, what does this consist of? So it covers the technical knowledge and skills required to architect, engineer, integrate, and implement secure solutions, marketing, obviously I handed this, across complex environments to support a resilient enterprise while considering the impact of governance, risk, and compliance. All right. Here's where I don't believe this is true. And the reason I don't believe that it's true is I don't like multiple choice exams. All right? Multiple choice exams make sense for entry-level certs. A+, multiple choice, I get it. Security plus, I get it. Network plus, I get it. But once you get to an advanced certification, like if CompTIA claims that this cert shows someone who has 10 years of experience in IT, 5 years of experience in security, and has a technical knowledge and skills required to do this, that takes more than a 90 question multiple choice exam. That takes hands-on keyboard, configuring things, resolving things, and doing things like that. And from my experience with CompTIA exams, it's always like there's multiple right answers. You have to choose the best right answer, which is frustrating to me because in the real world, there's so much more complexity that you have to think through and you have to figure it out. So in my opinion, multiple choice exams are a terrible indicator of whether or not someone has a skill to do the job. Some people have test anxiety. They can do the job, but they suck at taking a test, and so they fail certs like this, but they do an incredible job. Other people, they do brain dumps. Like, you can look up brain dumps for all these different multiple choice exams. I don't recommend it. If you do it, you'll get banned, and you're a fraud, so don't do brain dumps, but a lot of people do it. So just having a certification doesn't mean you can do it. That's where hands-on certs, I think, make the most sense. Certs like the OSCP or TCM certs. I think all of TCM certs are hands-on. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Hack the Box certs, all of it hands-on. You're in an environment, you're actually fixing, configuring, defending, pen testing, showing you can actually do it. Now, I do know they have performance-based questions, but from my experience with CompTIA, that's generally 5 performance-based questions. I could be wrong here, but there are other ones that are 5 performance-based questions, and they're kind of performance-based, but really it's just a glorified multiple-choice question. You're not actually doing configuring on like a terminal or anything like that. Blah, blah, 160 minutes, recommended experience. A minimum of 10 years of general hands-on IT experience with at least 5 years. Once again, if you have that, you don't need the cert. Don't waste your time. In my opinion, here's where it does matter. This is where it probably makes a lot of sense. If you're working in the government and you need a DoD 8140 cert for whatever job level you're trying to get to, that's where it probably makes sense to get a cert like this. But my advice to CompTIA is, hey, step your game up. Multiple choice exams, let's get rid of them for expert level exams. I get it, once again, for A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, but if you claim this is an expert level exam, a multiple choice exam does not show whether or not someone is an expert. Hands-on is what ends up showing that. So my thoughts on the, what's this called? Security X, formerly CASP X by CompTIA, is it just seems like a glorified version of the Security Plus, or I have the Pen Test Plus as well, and the CYSA Plus. I have a bunch of CompTIA certs, so I'm not a CompTIA hater by any means, but I don't think expert level exams should be multiple choice. I also think if you have 10 years of experience and 5 years in security, you don't need a cert to prove it. The exception would be if you work in the government and you need a DoD compliant cert to move to the next job level, then it makes sense. But if you're entry level, well, this cert isn't even for you, so go for the A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, get the CompTIA trifecta. I think those three things look really well on your resume. But if you want to get expert level certs, look at the hands-on certs that actually require you hands-on keyboard configuring and figuring stuff out. But let me know your thoughts. Maybe I'm way off base. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments what you agree with, what you disagree with. Those of you in chat, let me know in chat. I'll read through chat after this. Let me know your thoughts. Am I way in left field on this? Am I accurate on this? Would love to hear from you. So let me know in the comments, and I will see you over there. All right, there's my one take video. Let me look through comments. Let's see if people think I'm crazy. I need to scroll way up. Okay, blah, blah. T Nasty said, I don't think it's a CISP replacement, but I enjoyed the cert and thought it was more technical than I expected to be. Okay, cool. So some good feedback on it. Cyber Annie said, CompTIA CASP was a joke. It took me 5 days of study and passed it. It was part of WG Master's Degree in Cybersecurity. CJ said, it seems more theory to me, which makes sense if it's multiple choice. Renewing certs is criminal. I agree, Thicolo. Arnold said, good question. It's useless. Hansel said, good points. Haven't seen that video in particular. The point is really being able to do the job. You're right. Needs a cert. I manage people who aren't in the field. Yeah, so Thicolo, that's the thing. It's for people who aren't in the field, but they specifically say it's not for you. It's for people who are in the field, which is what's confusing. If I'm 3 years working as a pen tester, I do not need any cert. I agree. Go get CVEs. Do real security research. What up, DJ BSEC? Good to have you here, my friend. The rebrands to make it more visible. Could be advanced certs equal HR filter. It's weird they called it Security X because that sounds a lot like Security Plus. Marketing should have really thought through that because that's really confusing. Okay, so T-Nasty, we have some positive stuff. It was primarily multiple choice with a few PBQs, which are performance-based questions. But I felt the way questions were asked, it was more technical compared to their CYSA, and I think even more so than Pen Test Plus. Gotcha. And I have both of those certs. They're probably expired now, but it is what it is. I guess no chat is being read. Chat is being read, Cyber Defense. I just can't read chat while I'm talking, right? For me to read chat, I have to look over at the screen. So what I was doing in that moment is I hit record and I was making a standalone video for YouTube. And so like right now, guys, it looks like I'm looking at you, but I'm not. I'm not even looking at my screen. Here's kind of a virtual presentation trick for you. Whether you're doing interviews or doing a presentation is don't look at the person you're talking to, look at your webcam, because there's something psychological about making eye contact even over video. So like when I'm talking right now, guys, I can't really see anything because your chat is on my side monitor, but I'm looking at you by looking at my webcam lens. It's a little bit awkward, but you eventually get used to it. All right, even CSP, let me scroll down. See, just I'm horrible at taking a test. Arnold said, I do OSCP because it was the holy grail when I started 1.5 years ago. We started about around the same time. Well, I started a little bit before that. Hack the box way more advanced, yeah. Yeah, so Pon, you have a good point. All my SAN certs for multiple choices with 6 to 8 practical, SANs are absolutely brain dumps. I'm actually very curious about all of you. What your thoughts are on SAN certs. I've had the opportunity to take SAN certs, and I just turned it down because, like, I feel with Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, Pwn Labs, and Cyber, those 4 platforms offer significantly better training than any SAN cert could ever offer me. And sure, the SAN certs are expensive, but I don't feel like supporting that industry because it's silly to me, that price of training. 0XD said, I agree, but unfortunately it's a norm when hiring talents, asking for ridiculous certifications. Yeah, it depends on the job. Big Beef said, now that work pays for my certs, I just like the challenge. That's a good perspective. Master Crossing said, certs are great for entry-level or new cybersecurity professionals, but they don't make sense for experienced people with 5 to 10 years of experience in the field. Exactly. And TBH, I will not renew any entry cert. Maybe this is a manager role type of cert. Maybe, but they make it sound like it's technical. Like, do you do cloud pen tests? And if you do, what kind of methodology do you use? I'll have to make a video on that, but I got to sit down and put that together. But I do, Osmond, do cloud pen tests. I do AWS, Azure, and now GCP. So I do pen testing on all 3 of the major cloud providers. How many monitors do I have? I have 3. 3 monitors. 1 big one, 2 small ones on the side. Definitely not Chad said. Just about to head to work. Came to say Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, my friend. Grim Actual said, I was considering it, but would rather invest in hands-on technical material. I think that's a good idea. Wow, okay, there's a lot of questions. All right, I'll knock out some of these questions. How many rooms, and if all pass and try Hack Me, should I do before I move on to Hack the Box? And by the way, I saw you did Vuln Lab, so VL before Hack the Box or after. Do them both, dude. Depends on your experience level, but I do both Try Hack Me and Hack the Box pretty evenly. And Vuln Lab's also amazing. Hack the Box, you don't even need a sub. I mean, a free sub to Hack the Box gives you access to all the active machines. I would get a sub to Vuln Lab. They have incredible machines. They have like red chain networks, kind of like the Pro Labs on Hack the Box, but you don't have to pay an additional setup fee for them. What's your opinion on Security Blue Team Level 1 or Level 2 cert? I don't have an opinion on it because I haven't looked into it. Someone who's trying to get into pen testing coming from an IT background, what do you recommend? Without repeating some things I've talked about before, I have a whole video on my YouTube channel about becoming pen tester ready in 10 months and the exact plan that I recommend. 1 second, let me grab that video for you. Why am I logged into this account? Hold up. I'm logged in some odd account. Oh, here we go. Let me switch to the right. YouTube channel. I'll grab that link and I'll drop it in chat so you can check it out yourself. Give me just a second. Apparently I need to make a new one because it's a new year, but everything I say in this video applies to now. So here, I'll drop the video there. Oh man, okay, let me make sure I'm not missing any questions. Oh, freaking guys, this cold is killing me. Have I done the NCL CTF? I haven't. Nope. I don't. What's the NCL CTF? I don't know what that is. Have I done BSCP? I have not. That's another one of those certs where like I could probably do it. I've heard it's really hard. I'd probably fail the first couple of times. There's only $100 for the exam. But the BSCP shows that you do web app pen testing. I just do web app pen testing. I don't need a cert that shows I can do it. I do it all the time. And all my CVEs are web app based. So I think like having CVEs shows I do web apps more than having the BSCP. Man, so many questions, guys. What do you prefer, Tyler, web security or network or infrastructure security? I like internal pen tests with Active Directory. Those are a lot of fun. But honestly, I enjoy all of it. I mean, like at my job now, guys, I'm going to probably miss some things, but I do web apps and APIs. I do mobile apps, both Android and iOS. I do network, both external network and internal networks with things like AD. I do cloud, AWS, Azure, and GCP. I do social engineering with phishing emails and pretext calling. I'm probably missing something, but if you name it, I probably do it in pen testing. I'm not an expert at anything, but like I know enough to stumble my way around most things. Oh, Josh Mason was offering a chance to win free VulnLab memberships, but it ends today. Gotcha. National Cyber League. No, so I haven't done any National Cyber League stuff. See you solve an AD Hack the Box machine live. I really want them to retire. Is it administrator? I think it's called administrator. For those of you interested in AD, one of my all-time favorite Hack the Box machines so far is administrator. I did it over my break while I was sick, and that's the one on Hack the Box that's active right now, so you can do it. You don't need a sub to Hack the Box. It's an active machine, but it's an assumed breach scenario. So they give you low-level AD creds, and you have to go from that to domain admin. Took me about an hour to do. Really enjoyed it. All right, guys, there's another video I want to make. Give me just a second. There's this cool lab I did by Cyber, and it's free. And so I like to showcase free stuff because then people can follow along. Let me grab this link. I'm going to wait for it to boot up on my end. But I just dropped a link to this lab I'm going to do. I'm going to showcase. It's completely free. Like, you don't need a sub, nothing. Just make a free account and you can launch this AWS lab with me. Even if you have no AWS experience, I'll guide you through it, explain what's going on. But go ahead and get that lab launched if you want to follow along. Man. I hate having a cold, guys. Like, I feel fine. My energy is good. But I can't freaking talk. And it's like, I feel like colds last forever. So if you just wait to stream and make videos until a cold goes away, you're going to be waiting weeks. It doesn't go away. And I have kids. So as soon as I get better, my kids go to school and bring home the freaking plague. All right. Let me go ahead and start recording for this. And I am going to turn off chat just for this standalone video, but I'll still keep my eye on the chat, guys. All right. Oh, Red Team Capstone Challenge, a good AD machine. Yeah, guys, I have an 8-video series on the Red Team Capstone where I went through it live without any prep. So if you want to see me solve the Red Team Capstone and try to hack me, you can find the playlist on my YouTube channel. That was not me going through it and then showing case afterwards. That was me going through it completely blind. All right, let me start recording. Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to showcase a brand new Red Team AWS lab by Cyber. Now, this lab is completely free. You don't need a subscription. You can make a free account and do this right alongside of me. So I will drop a link to this lab in the description of this video. Go ahead and go over there. If you don't have a Cyber account, make one and launch the lab. Once it's launched, come back to the video and we can work through the lab together. Now, if you've never heard of Cyber, Cyber is an incredible platform to learn all things AWS. They have Red Team Labs, Blue Team Labs, DevOps Labs, and full detailed video courses. All of that is included if you get a subscription. Now, to be clear, this video is not sponsored by Cyber. For those of you who follow my channel, you know that I don't do sponsored videos. So if I talk about a platform, it's because I use them. And actually, when it comes to Cyber, Christoph, really incredible person, I did an interview with him. He actually offered me a free sub when I was looking into it to showcase it. And I told him, look, no, I want to pay you. I want to support you. So my sub to Cyber isn't free. I am paying out of my own pocket because I enjoy the platform and do recommend it to you. But let me showcase, once again, completely free lab. You don't have to pay anything to check this out, and I'll show you how to get to it. So once you create your Cyber account, if you go up here to learn, we can go to Hands-On Labs right here. And you can see in their hands-on labs, they have a bunch of different hands-on labs. They have a bunch of free labs. If I click free, you can check out all of their free labs here. And there's 2 pages of free labs, but you can see there's Foundational, Red Team, Blue Team, CTF, IAC, and DevSecOps. Now, the one that we are going to do, if you just go over to all right now, is going to be this one, Access Secrets Manager via Lambda function with LFI. When you click into that and start the lab, it's going to give you a starting URL right here. And it says we need to exploit a Lambda function's LFI vulnerability to compromise a web application, gaining unauthorized access to Secrets Manager. Capture the flag by retrieving the secret value. Now, let me explain some of the terminology for those of you who are new to AWS. First, a Lambda function is what's called serverless architecture, which really doesn't make much sense. There's no such thing as serverless. It's just that you aren't maintaining the backend server. There's, of course, a server that it's running on, but Lambda functions can be used to process code, to trigger different things, to even work within web apps. So that's the Lambda function. And Secrets Manager within AWS is where certain secrets are stored, hence the name implies. Passwords, credentials, things like that. So if you get access to Secrets Manager, that's not a good thing for the organization because you can really get access to all kinds of sensitive content. So we have a starting point URL. Let's go ahead and open up Kaido. Now, you're welcome to use Burp Suite or you're welcome to use OWASP Zap. Any of them will work. The reason I showcase Kaido is because it's much more affordable than Burp Suite Pro. The community or free edition of Kaido doesn't rate limit you on different requests like Burp Suite does, and so I think it's just a little more affordable for people to get started with. So let's go ahead and create a project, and we'll just call this, I don't know, we'll call it Cyber, and I'll go to Intercept. I always like to use the built-in browser because I always forget to turn off the proxy when I'm using Firefox. Let's drop this, and for those of you watching the live stream, I will do my best to keep my eye on the chat. So if there's something I do that you want me to explain a little more, please let me know in the chat and I will slow down and do my best to explain it. But let's go ahead and grab this URL here and just see what we are working with. So we have the Cyber Employee Management Portal. We can create a profile and we can find an employee. So let's create a profile and at least see what the request looks like. So my name is Tyler. My email is hacker@hacksmarter.org. That's not actually my email. If you email that email, it won't go anywhere. My phone number is 555-555-1337, of course. My designation is I'm a lead hacksaw. And my team is, of course, the Hack Smarter CTF team. There we go. Let me go and turn on our Intercept over here in Kaido. Hit create profile, and let's jump this over to replay and see what this looks like. So we're doing a post request to create profile, and we just have our name, our email, our contact, our designation, and our team of the Hack Smarter CTF team. We'll click send, and what does it do? Profile created successfully, employee code 1001. All right, cool. Let's turn off queuing, and we'll jump back over to this. We can back out, and let's just look up our own employee code, 1001. We'll turn on Intercept again, hit Find Employee, drop this over to replay, and hit Send. And it didn't even pull me up. That's cool. But remember, it said LFI, and so this sure looks like something that might lead to LFI or local file inclusion. What LFI is it allows us to execute commands to read files on the remote system. So, for example, if I open up my terminal here, and if I cat back out to escape my current directory and cat etc password, it will get etc password. You can see this like this to get etc password. Now there's different type of injection attacks. We could try command injection, we could try SQL injection, and we can even just play around with that. If I do this, we hit send, and employee not found. Now, what I'm doing when I'm testing SQL injection with a single quote is sometimes the application will respond with a 500 or server error. And if it does respond to a 500 error and you add another quote to close it out and then it fixes it, that's a really good indication that it's vulnerable to SQL injection. Another thing you can test to see if it's vulnerable to command injection, and there's a few different ways you could do this. We could do something like this and do ID to see if we can figure out if we can get the ID. And you see we cannot, it seems to ignore it. We could try things like that as well. That's just a bad request. We can try double. There's just different typical things here. If you look at Hacktrace, you can get all this information as well. And none of that works. But if we go back to the lab, we have a really good hint of what we're looking for, and that is local file inclusion. So kind of what I showed you beginning. So let's give local file inclusion a shot because the lab clearly hints at that. So let's just escape out of our current directory. We don't know how many, but we'll do that. And let's see if we can read etc password. And we can. So this is a confirmed vulnerability. If we were doing a pen test, this is a pretty critical finding. I've actually come across this before on real pen tests, on real web apps, in production environments where I've been able to get LFI and read files on the remote system. But you can see here, we have this SBX user, they can't log in, and we have the root user. Now, one thing that you want to keep in mind is because this is running in AWS in a Lambda function, you're generally not going to try to get things like SSH creds and get access that way, but instead what we want to do is see if there's a role attached to the Lambda function. When you create a Lambda function, you can attach a role to it. A role is kind of like a user within AWS, and so the Lambda function has all the rights that the user has. So if we can get the credentials for the Lambda function, we might be able to compromise the AWS environment. So let's give that a shot. One way we can do that is we want to read the environmental variables, and we can actually do that with LFI. We'll see if I'm going to go off memory. I might mess this up. I think it's proc self environ to read the environmental variables. Let's see, I can't say variables. And you can see it actually did work, and this is something you will see on a Lambda function if you get LFI, that we're able to do this. So when we look at this, there's a few things that are going to matter the most to us. One is we have an AWS secret access key. That's going to be important to us right there. We have an AWS access key ID. That's also going to be important to us. And we have our AWS session token down there. So now we need to set up a profile in AWS so we can enumerate this a little bit further. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll just cd over to cyber, so we're in a directory for this, and we can do AWS configure profile. Here's cyber from a previous lab. Let's just call this LFI for local. Actually, we'll call it Lambda because this is a Lambda function, and it's going to ask us for the access key ID. So we can go ahead and grab the access key ID right here. We'll copy that. It's going to ask us for the secret access key, which we saw that right here. Now, this is sort of like a username and password in AWS. The access key ID in and of itself isn't sensitive, but the access key ID in combination with the secret and in combination with the session token, that is not a good thing to be exposed to an attacker. Let's drop our secret access key there. Our region, we'll just call it US East 1, and output format is JSON. Now, you can notice we were not prompted for our session token. There's a few different ways we can add our session token, but if we try to do it right now with just that, it's not going to work, and I'll show this to you. In Linux, to figure out your permissions, you can say, who am I? But in AWS, it's a longer command. Bottleneck says, is this an AWS CLI tool? I have to install it. Yes, let me show that to you. So AWS actually has really good documentation for this. So if you go to this page, you can literally just copy this command right here, and it will work for you to install the AWS CLI. Let me grab that there, drop it there, and there we go. All right, but in Linux, you just type, who am I? Well, in AWS, they have to make it a little bit more confusing. So we have to do AWS STS get caller identity profile lambda. But you can notice it says, hey, the security token included in the request is invalid because we did not include a security token. And in this case, we need to include a security token. Let me show you how we can do that. First, I need to stop sharing my screen because I need to go ahead and clear some stuff out of my AWS credential file so that I don't expose all of it to you. Let me just clear these out. Save this. Okay. Now I can go back to sharing my screen. So what we need to do is open up this file. When you set up the AWS CLI and make these creds, this file is going to be automatically created for you. It's sort of like SSH. When you create an SSH key, you have a .SSH command. Well, in AWS, you have .AWS, which for a pen test, this is a good pulse exploitation tip. If you get access to a Linux machine during a pen test, look to see if there's a .AWS or .Azure folder, because you might be able to pivot into the cloud environment if you find credentials there. But let's go ahead and open up this file. So we'll do mousepad, home, Tyler, AWS credentials, and you can see here's my Lambda profile right here. We need to add another field, AWS session token, like so. Do equals and grab that session token right here. So let me go ahead and grab that token. We'll do that and go over to here, paste it in, Control S to save. And now let's see if we can get our credentials. And we can. You can see that allows us to authenticate to the target AWS environment. We have initial access. We have compromise. This is kind of like a shell. In some ways in AWS, we have a shell or an initial foothold in our target's AWS environment. You can see our user ID. You can see our account number and our ARN, our unique identifier for the AWS account. Now we need to figure out what permissions we have. Now you can do this manually with a bunch of different commands, and the lab actually shows you how to do this. I want to show you how to automate this with a cool tool called Paku. Now I'll show you Paku real quick. Paku is developed, in my opinion, by the coolest pen testing firm around. I work at Rhino. I help actually maintain Paku. But Paku is kind of like Metasploit for AWS. It allows you to enumerate, launch exploits and all those kinds of things. I will grab a link to this here for the live stream. But to install Paku, really easy. You can do pipx install git and then paste in the git URL here. So for example, it would be grab this like so, and then you can use pipx to install it, so you do it in its own virtual environment and you don't break any dependencies. Now, I've already done that, so I'm not going to run that command, but if you don't have Paku, you can install it that way. We'll go ahead and open up Paku. We're going to go ahead and do 0 for a new session. We'll call this new session Lambda, and now the first thing we need to do is import our keys. Remember, we set up keys called Lambda, so let's just do import keys Lambda. And now if we do who am I, you can see we successfully imported our keys as that Lambda function. Now what we want to do is figure out, hey, what permissions do we have? Well, the cool thing is in Paku, we can search. Now, AWS calls those different permissions IAM, or Identity and Access Management. So in Paku, let's go ahead and do search IAM to see what things we have in IAM. And one thing that we can do here is IAM brute force permissions. I actually added this module myself over to Paku, and we can do help on that. And if we do help IAM brute force permissions, it says how it works. It says this module will automatically run through all possible API calls to supported services in order to enumerate permissions. This uses the enumerate IAM library by Andres Riancho, and it accepts a region. So let me go ahead and clear. Actually, apparently that doesn't work in Paku. Maybe that'll be something I add. But we can do run IAM brute force permissions, and we can pass it our region of US East 1, like so. And now it's going to go through and do all these different API calls and figure out, hey, what permissions does our account have in the AWS environment that we have compromised? You can see right away it discovered the Secrets Manager list secrets worked, so that's good. That's a good indicator. That's something we want to try. We have the get color identity that worked, and it's going to try all these different API calls to figure out what permissions we have. It's kind of like linps if you're thinking about Linux, or WinPs for Windows. But we can see we have the Secrets Manager. So let me just open up a new tab, and let's type Paku again. We can do this at the same time. Let's open up our Lambda session, and now let's search for secret, because we know we have access to Secrets Manager, and you can see there is a job down here under the category enum that enumerates and dumps secrets from AWS Secrets Manager and AWS Parameter Store. So that seems like it might be helpful. Let's run the help command to get more information about this. We'll do help secrets enum, and it says this module enumerates secrets, blah, blah, blah. It accepts regions. We can do Secrets Manager or Parameter Store. By default, I believe it does all of them. This is still doing the enumeration. Let's run this and just see if we're able to find anything. So we'll do run secrets enum. We'll do region US East 1 and let it do its thing. And you can see right away, it found a secret, it probed the secret, it couldn't do anything from the parameter store, and it downloaded the secret. And it says, hey, check this area to see if you can get the secret. So let's do that. We'll go ahead and CD over to home, tyler.local, share, Paku, Lambda, download secrets manager, ls, we can cat secrets.txt, and you can see we successfully grabbed the secrets from Secrets Manager, and the flag is your secret. Let me go ahead and grab that. We can jump back over to our scenario, put that in, and it will, the flag is correct. Nice job. We successfully got the flag. If we look over at Paku, you can see that Paku is done doing this. Once we're done enumerating our permissions, what's really cool is we can just do who am I, and we can see what permissions we have in the environment. You can see, according to this, we have 3 allow permissions. We can describe endpoints of DynamoDB, we can list secrets of Secrets Manager, and we can get our caller identity. And of course, we use those permissions in order to grab the secret. So hey, let me know in the comments what you think about this lab. Once again, it's completely free. You can do this. The cool thing about all of Cyber's labs as well is they all have detailed walkthroughs. So I showed you an alternative way of solving the lab. If you scroll down, there's a detailed lab walkthrough on how to solve this, and they're going to show you how to do it the manual way as far as the enumeration in AWS. You can see them listing out the secrets, finding the secret, and then pulling it down, and also a walkthrough of the vulnerable code. Once again, completely free lab. Cyber is an incredible platform. Hats off to Christoph and the entire team at Cyber for this lab and all of the other labs. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Let me know if something was confusing. Believe it or not, I do my best to read all of the comments on my YouTube videos and try to reply to any questions you have. So let me know any questions you have, and I will see you over in the comments. Man, this cold, guys. You don't know how hard it was to do all that talking. All being stuffed up. Yeah, nice and simple lab. If you're new to AWS, that's a very approachable lab to just get your feet wet in AWS. What is better for hacking, AWS or Azure? I don't know what you mean for hacking. I do pen tests for both. I'd say AWS has more misconfigurations a client might make than Azure. Azure is a little more secure by default, but that might just be from my experience. Bionex said, I need to do more cloud. This platform looks good. Guys, let me show you some, like, totally not sponsored, but this platform really is amazing. I'll show you some things real quick. Give me just a second. Man. Get this pulled up. Go back out to Cyber, leave page. All right, do I have Dark Reader on? I want to make sure I don't mess up the way it should look. Okay, so let me show you guys everything that Cyber has to offer, right? So you have, now this is with, let me go to pricing. You guys missed out. I made a post on LinkedIn, was that yesterday or 2 days ago, to get a Cyber sub. 2 days ago, guys, this is $100 for the entire year. It's now double. So a lesson, when I say subscribe to something, do it right away. Don't wait. But still, $200 for the whole year. Incredible value, because let me show you everything that's included in that yearly plan. First, all the labs are included, right? You can see all the different stuff depending on what you're interested in. But if we scroll down, there are 7 pages of labs. And the free ones are a lot more basic. The one we just did is relatively basic, but their non-free ones are quite in-depth. And they all have detailed walkthroughs. In addition, this is amazing to me, guys. The courses. All right? All of these courses are available under that sub. And these aren't like cheap courses. They're really, really, really well done by Christoph. The video, high quality. His teaching, amazing. Let me see if I can just grab one. I'm going to have to actually do this on my other screen. Give me just a second. Because if I do it in my VM, it's going to look terrible because I'm trying to stream stuff from a VM. Let me get some things rearranged on my host computer real quick. I need to grab the password from my password manager. Let me jump back. All courses. All right, guys, so this is on my host machine here. And so there's one course I've been wanting to go fully through. Is it still here somewhere? Yeah, like there's this one, pen testing AWS environments with Paku, Cloud Goat, and ChatGPT. That's what I want to do. I've been doing some of the blue team stuff. But like, let's just dive into one of these, for example. I'll showcase kind of the quality of these labs. This is one that I've completed. It should, I assume, let me like go through this. Can I still go into it? Yeah. So here's like the quality, guys, of this.
Now that we've seen event history being used in action and we understand its limitations, we need to take a look at how we can create trails. Let's pull up CloudTrail in the AWS console.
So just want to showcase, this isn't just like cheap videos. These are very detailed stuff. If we go over to here, show you its video quality real quick.
Welcome to Cyber's Getting Started with CloudTrail course. To get things started, let's talk about what this service offers and why it's so important to understand. With CloudTrail, you can view.
It looks like it might be a little bit quiet when I'm trying to put it to OBS. I just want to show like his content, guys, is really high quality for those courses. You'll learn a lot about AWS. And it'll take you kind of from zero to hero if you just go through the courses. And once again, those are all included in that sub. So all those courses, he has ebooks all included in the sub, and genuinely nice person from the time I've gotten to know him. He also is cloudsec.cyber. This is free. Let me drop a link to this here. Here's just a bunch of different cloud security resources, right? If you're new to AWS, get started here. All of this is completely free. You don't need a sub or anything to do this. You can look at how to do enumeration. He walks you through all of it here. And once again, does not cost anything. I think their current sponsors is Cyber. Like, amazing person in all the ways he gives back to the field, especially in the AWS side of things. So make sure you check out Cyber for real. Bottleneck said, I'm your first follower on Cyber. Sweet. Hey, if you guys do end up signing up for Cyber, just like throw a post on LinkedIn that you're starting out Cyber and tag me in it, and show Cyber that, hey, here's some love. Free of charge. Arnold said, I'll do cloud hacking in 2025. I did the MCRTP bootcamp. Nice, through Pwn Labs. Pwn Labs is another incredible organization. I've showcased a lot of their content on my channel. Par said, hey, I really liked your videos of Advent of Cyber 2024. I want to know if certification is really needed. Oh, let me turn chat back on, guys. Sorry. If certification is really needed to land a first job in cyber, if you can, I recommend A+, Security Plus, and Network Plus, the CompTIA trifecta. Good way to land your first entry role job. How does it feel to be closer to 2050 than 2000? I didn't consider that. That's crazy. Although I'm pretty young, so like in 2000, guys, I was 7 years old. So 2000 does feel like a long time ago for me. I'm 31 now, so I was 7 years old in 2000. I don't really remember 2000 much. I've never used Cloud Breach. Here, let me check out Cloud Breach real quick. Caesar3 said Cloud Breach and Pwn Labs. So Pwn Labs, I've promoted Pwn Labs a lot. I love Pwn Labs. I got first blood on Electra, their new AWS cyber range. I made a video all about that. I've heard of Cloud Breach, but I haven't looked into them. Let's see. Is this blue team? It looks blue team. Okay. Oh, no, there's red team. Red teams have no training grounds to test their tools trained to perform ethical hacking. Well, they actually do with Pwn Labs and Cyber, but what's this cost? Oh, wow, that's expensive. What's the content like? Personally, based on what I see here, Pwn Labs provides more. AWS, Azure, and GCP for $200 for the entire year. This is $600 for 30 days of access. That's a little pricey, unless you have an employer paying for it. Maybe that's their goal. I don't know. Let me scroll up. The policy for the cyber platform is a little weird. We combine information for them. We combine information we have collected offline with information collected online, or may combine. I don't even know what that means, Pale Horse, but feel free to reach out to Cyber on it. Christoph's a cool dude. He'll answer your questions. You also did THM AWS. You're right. I did the entire AWS path on THM. I cleared EJPT recently. Will it be enough to get entry-level jobs? Entry-level jobs in what? Pen testing? You probably want the OSCP. Gosh, guys. It's cold. Will AI replace jobs? No. Any ideas on how to get started with bug bounty hunting? I don't know, dude. I think bug bounty is a scam. Not truly a scam, but I've done some bug bounty stuff. My biggest bounty was $2,000, which is cool. Yay. But I don't know, like HackerOne, all those big platforms, it's best to try to get invited into a private program so then you have things that aren't so picked over. But I don't know. I feel like when I do bug bounty, you find valid bugs. The clients don't get back to you, or they say this is a duplicate bug, and I feel like I can spend many hours and not get paid anything, which is silly to me when I do pen testing for my job. I'll just pen test when I know I'm going to get paid. But I don't know. I don't like bug bounty that much because of that. It just feels scammy. There's of course people like Namsec. Like I just saw he made $100,000 from Meta, but that's very rare. You're very unlikely to make that level. Namsec's a different beast. But I think a lot of influencers will sell bug bounty as this like path to being your own boss and stuff, and it maybe is for the top 1%, but for the rest of us, bug bounty is not a sustainable career. Can it be used as experience if not able to work for extended periods? Honestly, you have a better shot making money by starting a YouTube channel. Which that's another video I wanted to make. Maybe I can showcase that, guys. I get one of the questions I'm often asked is like, what kind of money can you make from YouTube? Right? I just surpassed 30,000 subscribers, and I think people think I make like a bunch of money from YouTube. So I thought I would reveal what it's like to be a YouTuber, a smaller YouTuber with 30,000 subs. Show you guys like my YouTube stuff. Might be interesting, might not. Let me know your thoughts. Are you interested in seeing the background behind YouTube? Like the dashboard and what you actually make from ads and stuff like that on YouTube? Let me know. In the meantime, I'm gonna get it pulled up. I've been wanting to make a video like this, and I thought hitting 30,000 subs is a good opportunity to talk about this. I don't think there's anything sensitive that would be here, but it can kind of give you guys a snapshot. Whoops. It's going to be on my host computer, probably. Well, no, I can do it on my VM. Here, let me pull this up real quick, guys. I'll give you full background on my YouTube channel. Show you full behind the scenes on it. All right, lots of good feedback on the behind the scenes. Cool. Let me turn off chat just for that part, and I'll start recording another standalone video. All right, think of how I want to do the intro. At the time of this recording, I have recently surpassed 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is crazy to me. I mean, I started my YouTube channel when I was working in IT support, level 1, and I wanted to become a pen tester, but I had no idea how I was going to get there. To be a pen tester, everybody wants experience, and I live in a rural community in rural South Dakota. It's not really known for technology. We have more cows than people or computers, so I did not see a path for me to become a pen tester. But I thought, look, I used to be a pastor. I'm comfortable talking into a camera and into a microphone. Maybe I should start a YouTube channel and just share what I'm learning. Complete noob, I would just hit go live and I would just record myself going through rooms on Try Hack Me as I was learning, not thinking anybody would ever watch. My first kind of big break is when I had 100 subscribers. I reached out to a guy I was following named John Hammond, and I said, yo, John, you don't know who I am. I have 100 subs on YouTube. I'm a nobody, but if you would give me like 30 minutes of your time, I would love to interview you on my YouTube channel. I know it won't do anything for you, but it would be amazing to me. And to my surprise, he got back to me. My first guest on my YouTube channel at 100 subscribers was John Hammond. We've done a few other things after that as my channel has gotten bigger, but that was kind of my foray into YouTube, and it's grown beyond what I thought it would. I've been able to meet with people like John Hammond and Heath Adams over at TCM. I've been able to collab with Network Chuck and other of those bigger names in the field, and I've been able to build a community called Hack Smarter all through my YouTube channel. But one of the questions people often have is there money in YouTube? Like, can you make a career out of YouTube? And in this video, I want to give you a behind the scenes look of what 30,000 subscribers looks like on a channel dedicated to ethical hacking and pen testing and all of that. And you might be disappointed, at least the way I approach things. And I'll explain kind of realistically what you could do depending on the route you take in the YouTube world. But let me give you a full behind the scenes look at my YouTube channel here at 30,000 subscribers. So here we are in my dashboard. You can see one cool achievement is I recently got 1 million views, which is hopefully the first in a bunch of million views. And my total subscribers right now are 30,508 at about 2,600 in the last 28 days. You can see my views, and look at that, guys. I'm clearly about to buy my private jet, but you can see my last summary right here is $176.82 in the last 28 days, but I'll show you kind of the overall stuff here. The other cool thing that YouTube does is when you publish a video, you can kind of see a ranking by views. So if I click this, you can see my most popular videos. Of course, the top ones of the past month are all the Advent of Cyber videos because those were kind of promoted by Try Hack Me. We have my Someone Try to Hack Me, my Vuln Hub, but you can kind of see how well your videos are doing. What I've noticed if you want to start a YouTube channel is shorter videos always do better than longer ones, which is kind of a conflict for me because I enjoy the long form videos. I enjoy watching people spend an hour going through a machine and learning from their methodology, but unfortunately that's not what gets the views on YouTube. Now, for me, my focus isn't on making a big YouTube channel, so I'm still going to make those long form videos. If you don't like it, just watch my shorter videos. It is what it is. But I'll show you some examples. I don't think I have any unlisted videos. If I hit content, you might see unlisted videos. I don't think I have any, but that's just my videos. I'm not going to show the content. That's literally what you can see if you go to my channel. I can show you analytics though. If we jump over to analytics, here's what my channel looks like. You can see my channel got 143% more views. That's always a good thing if your channel is going up rather than down. And you can see roughly what this looks like. A little over 100,000 views in the past 28 days, almost 3,000 subscribers, and my estimated revenue about the same as usual. You can see my average revenue is between $130 to $180. I think I can look at some more information on that. If I go to content here, you can see the difference of returning viewers and things like that. I will say most of the people who watch my videos don't sub because I suck at saying, hey, make sure you hit that sub button and hit the freaking bell icon to get my videos. I'm not one of those people, but I would appreciate if you do sub to my channel. Once again, most people who watch my videos don't sub. You can see it shows subscribers there. I'm trying to think of where it shows the people who sub or not. I'm probably just missing it, but the majority of you don't subscribe to my channel. So you should subscribe to my channel. I don't do much for shorts. I've done shorts some, and I just don't find them fun. I like making longer videos. I don't know what this is. Your content used to create shorts. Oh, I think I made those shorts. Okay, cool. Nothing super interesting. Impressions, I don't even know what that means. We can go to audience, see what kind of people watch this. So we have 52,000 unique viewers. We've already seen a little bit of that. It shows the videos growing your audience, which is interesting. So new viewers who return, it looks like Advent of Cyber is always a good thing for my channel. So if you want to get into making a YouTube channel, get connections at Try Hack Me. Like one of the things that's really helped my channel is being part of the Advent of Cyber and having all those new viewers coming into my channel and checking it out. You can see the channels my audience watches. My good friend Tiberius will be doing a video together tomorrow night. But you can see the videos growing our audience and the videos that don't grow my audience. But I really don't pay much attention to that stuff. Let's see if there's anything else interesting. Oh, here's what it is. 70% of you watching this video are not subscribed to my channel. So go subscribe to my channel. We can see my top geographics. Most of my viewers are in US, followed by India and the UK, Germany, and Canada. I think that's pretty standard across the field. Age and gender, unfortunately, females are not represented big on my channel, but I will say almost 10% is pretty good for most tech channels. I think the average for a tech channel is around the 4% range, but I would love to have more people watching this, including women learning from my channel and hopefully breaking into the field. But 8.7% there, most of them are male, so hello. You see the breakdown of age range there. Even some people who use subtitles. Apparently, I'm hard to understand in English, so they turn on subtitles, but Arabic, Spanish, Portuguese, that's pretty cool. Revenue, that's a question a lot of people have questions about. So I want to break down how revenue works on YouTube. I don't have anything special turned on, so this is just the ads that you might see before my videos. If you use an ad blocker, I don't get paid, but I don't care. Like it is, I don't like ads myself. But if you look at this, you can see how much I make per day. It's really not much, so you're not gonna, just from YouTube ad revenue at 30,000 subscribers, you're probably not going to be doing YouTube full time. But between this and Twitch is another source of revenue between Twitch subscribers. Between YouTube and Twitch, I make on average about $250 to $300 a month from content, which seems like a decent amount. But when you count the amount of hours I put into content, it's like pennies per hour what you actually make from YouTube. You can see how much I'm earning the last 6 months. So on YouTube alone anyways. Content performance, when someone DDoS my server, it cost me $20, so I'm almost back to making that money up with making a video about it. The cool thing that I like is membership. Memberships is a way for people to subscribe to your YouTube channel. I have 2 different kinds of memberships. I have a basic membership and a super membership. Basic is $5 a month, super is $10 a month. But once again, I don't believe in paywall, so I kind of suck at the membership thing, because if you become a member of my channel, it's just you're awesome. And it's a way of showing support to what I create. You don't get anything exclusive because I don't want to bar my content based on what people can or cannot pay. But the membership stuff is really cool. You can see I make $50 a month from members alone, from the different people who sub to my channel just out of their own generosity, because once again, they don't get anything by subbing besides a thank you from me. Every once in a while, people do a super on a live stream. That hasn't happened for a while. If anyone wants to do that, go ahead and do it. But a super is a one-time gift on YouTube, and they'll be like, hey, here's $10, keep doing what you're doing. There's the affiliate program that I don't do. But I say all of this, that at 30,000 subscribers, you could almost make YouTube a pretty good source of income if you do sponsored videos, which I do not do. But I get a lot of requests for doing sponsored videos, so I can break that down a little bit. When it comes to sponsored content, a lot of organizations reach out to me and they say, hey, Tyler, can you do a 60 segment about our org or about our platform at the beginning of a video? And at my channel's level, at 30,000 subscribers, I can generally charge, if I wanted to, anywhere from $500 to $1,000 for that segment in the beginning of my video. If I do a full sponsored video where I talk about their content or their platform for 10, 15 minutes, I could probably charge anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 for that video. So if I were to do sponsored videos, I could realistically make probably $2,000 to $3,000 a month from YouTube alone, but I don't do that. And I think that's probably what sets my channel apart from others. I'm not mad at people who do sponsored videos. I've been told I should do them, but I don't know, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I could make, $2,000 to $3,000 extra a month, but here's my thing. I hack stuff for a living, and I make good money. A few years ago, I was a pastor making $40,000 a year, which is not much in the US for a family of 4. I qualified for government assistance and stuff like that. I now make way more than that, but I haven't changed my standard of living. I live in the same house. I could say I drive the same car, but my 2002 Volvo unfortunately broke down, so I upgraded to a 2011 Honda Pilot, which is what I drive now. But same house. My basement where I'm at now is completely unfinished. The brick wall you see behind me is a fake brick wall. Around me is just concrete walls. I'm a firm believer that there's no point of chasing status. If you make more money, don't increase your lifestyle. I use all the extra money I make for just savings, investments, and also giving back. My faith is a huge part of me, so I give a large majority of my money to different faith-based things locally and around the world. But if I went back to $40,000 a year, I wouldn't even be hurting because I haven't increased my standard of living. And because I don't need more money, I don't see the point of going through the headache of doing sponsorships and doing sponsored videos when I don't need to. The other downside of sponsored videos is when a channel has a bunch of sponsored videos, it's hard to know whether or not to trust what they're saying, right? It's hard to know when there's a sponsored video. Is that content creator talking about that sponsor because they're a genuinely good organization and good platform, or is it because that sponsor has deep pockets and is paying good money to that content creator and they need the money for their YouTube channel? You just don't know when you're watching someone on a camera. So what I can say to you, I don't do sponsored videos. If I talk about a platform, which I do often, it's not because they're paying me to do it. I don't accept sponsorships. It's because I thoroughly enjoy the platform and I mean what I say. And I think that's what sets my channel apart, but also what hurts me financially. But like I said, I don't need the money. I'm not trying to make YouTube a full-time job. The reason I do YouTube is merely as a means of giving back to the community and hopefully helping people break into the industry. So the question is, can you make good money off of YouTube doing tech videos? You can. And I think once you hit 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 subscribers, you could probably do it on a full-time basis, but that will require you to do sponsored videos and sponsored content, and that's just a decision you have to make. I don't think one is right and one is wrong. For me personally, in this season of life, I think the right decision for me is to do how I do it now, a lot more organic, grassroots, non-sponsored stuff. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think I should do sponsored videos or sponsored content? What do you think of sponsored content? And hey, do you have a YouTube channel? And if so, are you making good money from it? Bad money? Are you disappointed in it? Honestly, would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments and I will chat with you in the comments. All right, guys. Completely one take. Let me look at chat. Let me see if I missed anything in chat real quick. Let me scroll up. Okay, what's your resolution? I don't really have a good resolution for 2025. I still need to think on that. I want to try to stream more, but I already stream a lot. Cypher said, I don't have the persona to be good at YouTube. Start a blog or a GitHub. No, I don't make the big bucks from streaming. You may be good at pen testing, but you were born to be a YouTuber. Appreciate that, Max Ray. When did you start doing sponsored 60 seconds during video? Oh, maybe you said that when I was going through the beginning. I don't do them. I get offered them all the time. Like I get emails weekly of organizations requesting me to do sponsored stuff for them, but I don't do sponsored 60 seconds. Would you be comfortable sharing a realistic salary range? It depends on where you're at. Yeah, in the US, for a junior pen testing role, you're looking at $80K to $100K. Mid-level, you're looking at anywhere from about $100K to $150K. And then senior, you're probably looking at $150K up to $250K, depending on where you're at. I'm just scrolling. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Rosa said, speaking as a viewer, I wouldn't mind if you had sponsored videos every now and then. Maybe you can invest that money into your platform if you're still hesitant about it. That's true. That's true. I want to get a new camera and stuff like that. I might just buy it myself, though. This channel is sponsored by Tyler. Will said, I think the honesty and integrity of non-sponsored videos shows the trustworthy of your content makes you stand out, which should attract more viewers. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Seriously. All right, y'all. Well, I've been talking for an hour and a half with a cold. So I think I might sign off. I love your background. Here, let me show you guys a true behind the scenes, all right? You know, all those YouTubers have those fancy like backdrops and everything, and they have all the fancy lights in their nice room set up. You guys are going to laugh at this, okay? Let me turn chat back on. For those of you who haven't seen my setup, here is my 30,000 subscriber setup, okay, guys? Make sure there's nothing sensitive on my desk. I don't know why there would be. I had all my sticky notes, all my sticky note passwords on my screens. All right, see if I can grab my camera here. So this wall behind me, guys, is just a fake brick wall I bought for $20 off Amazon. so that I have a nice backdrop. So even the wall behind me isn't real, my basement is not finished. My desk I use is just laugh at this. I have 2 6-foot white folding tables that I made my own L-shaped desk with. I don't know if I can show this with my camera very well or not, but like literally, guys, my desk is white folding tables. See that table over there? I like candles, if you can't tell, and that table over there is for reading. I really enjoy reading, like analog, real books. Here's my desk for all my crazy hacking type stuff. Here's my there's my heavy bag. Well, I need to get some boxing out. There's my kids' kind of play area over there. This light right here, geez, that's bright, is what I use for the light on my face. I got that for $20 as well off Amazon. I set this back down. Oh no, now my camera's crooked. My camera, guys, is a $50 webcam. It's the Logitech C920X or something, but you can get it for like $50 off Amazon. My microphone's the only real high-end thing. I used to do like music production for people, so I got this microphone, geez, back when I was in college, so this would have been 10 years ago, but this microphone's like $1,000 mic that goes into a nice preamp into my computer. But this is all you need to start a YouTube channel, guys. You don't need all the fancy stuff. Just take what you got and work with it. I used to not have a backdrop, so actually if you watch my earlier YouTube videos, it was before I had this, and I didn't want to just show like my non-finished basement, so I would just make the room really dark behind me, so my background was just black. But now I have this. I do work remotely, Rosa. Yeah, I'm 100% remote. I invest in a standing desk. I should get a standing desk. Like my other splurge is this right here, the Secrets Lab chair. When I first went working from home, I had this. Okay, you guys are gonna laugh at this as well. I used to work at a college, a technical college, and I was a student worker because I was going to school, but I was broke, and so I qualified for student employment or whatever. And the vice president of the school asked me, or there's multiple VPs, right? One of the VPs said, "Hey Tyler, I have this old leather chair. Can you just go throw it out in the dumpster?" And it was like, it was in rough condition, but it wasn't terrible. And I was like, dude, instead of throwing this in the dumpster, can I throw it in my car? Because I need a chair. And he was like, sure, I don't care. So that was, once again, about 10 years ago, this leather chair that the VP was throwing out that I put into my car and brought home. And that was my chair up until I became full-time remote. And then when I became full-time remote, my back was just killing me. So I finally splurged and bought a nice Secret Labs chair. And this chair is amazing. My back never hurts, but I also get up pretty often and I'll work on my heavy bag in front of my desk just to get the blood flowing and get some boxing in. But do I have a hash cracking lab? If so, I do not have a hash cracking lab. I use AWS to crack hashes. There's actually an open source thing you can spin up in AWS. I'll make a video about that in the future, but that's how I crack hashes when I'm doing legit pen testing. And I think you'll find it really cool because it's super cheap way to have a pretty powerful hash cracking lab using the cloud. I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but I'll try to make a video about that. I think you guys will enjoy that too. But okay, I've been doing a lot of talking. We'll get these videos uploaded to YouTube, but let me see if anyone's streaming. We have almost 80 people watching on the 3 different platforms. For those of you who don't know, I do stream on 3 different platforms, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch. You can join on whichever one works best for you. YouTube and LinkedIn is just my name, Tyler Ramsby. Over on Twitch is Hack Smarter. But let me go ahead and see. Turn this down. Give me just a second. I got to log in. I dual boot between Ubuntu and Windows, and it's really annoying because every time I go from one distro to the other, all my sessions break and I have to re-authenticate from the beginning. The only thing I use Windows for is gaming. I freaking hate Windows. But unfortunately, it still works the best for gaming. Where the heck is my MFA thing at? All right, 1 second. Twitch. Nice. All right, let's see if this let me log in. I use Kali in a VM. Everything works better, guys, in Ubuntu. If you have issues with VMs being slow, just ditch Windows and use Ubuntu as your main OS. You'll thank me later. All right, we have like almost 80 people watching, but it looks like all of you are on YouTube and LinkedIn. I just dropped a link to my Twitch. If you guys could do me a favor and just everyone come to Twitch right now so you can become part of the raid. So even if you're watching on YouTube, hey, thank you for being a new follower, Mr. Nobot. I appreciate it. Everyone watching on YouTube, come over to Twitch. We're going to raid someone. What a raid is on Twitch is we just take all of us and we go join someone else's stream to show our support of them and tell them, hey, keep up the good work. So there's a website called InfoSec Streams. See if anyone is streaming. Oh, shoot, I'm the only person streaming. All right, let me see if I can find a streamer real quick. We'll see if anyone is streaming on Twitch. If anyone's doing any hacking stuff. Oh, the computer booter. Is he doing some PC repair stuff? Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the computer booter. He's not a like a cybersecurity streamer, but he owns a computer repair spot, and he's always doing like really cool computer repair stuff. He has multiple cameras set up. It looks like he's showing OBS right now, but let's raid him. Let's show him our support. If you have a Twitch account and you can chat, if you don't have a Twitch account, that's fine. But if you have a Twitch account, you always need a raid phrase when you do the raid. So our raid phrase is going to be hack smarter, not harder. So when you join the raid and we get into their channel, hack smarter, not harder is going to be our raid phrase. For the rest of you not on Twitch, I am going to be signing off after this. So thank you for hanging out. Let me get this raid set up real quick for the computer booter, and let's show him some support. I always like watching him. He's a cool dude. All right, set up the raid. Join in the raid, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I think we got the raid going. All right, y'all, I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me tonight. Hopefully we'll be on tomorrow, but it might be a little bit later after I'm done with the Tiberius video. Peace out, y'all.